Welcome to Beyond Boardroom. Here we discuss about the human side of leadership. This is your Rama Tadepalli, Mindful Leadership Coach. In every conversation, we focus on purpose, values, success, and the experiences of our exceptional leaders. Today, I'm delighted to have Anuradha, executive partner from IBM, and she's from Hyderabad. And she has more than 3 decades of experience in transforming large-scale organizations, people, technology, and AI. I'm so happy that Anuradha has been with us to share her experiences beyond the titles and also the designations what she carries. Welcoming you, Anuradha, to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rama. Thank you for inviting me to this lovely forum. I'm sure I will also learn a lot from you as part of this session. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. For all the audience and the network, there is a small tweak here. Before we converse, I want to reveal one true fact. While I was a corporate leadership role, I call Anuradha as Anu, so it may come in the conversations naturally. And she is one of my mentor. So I'm feel proud and happy to share and communicate this to all of you. And I'm really quite happy, Anu, so to have a conversation with you and to bring some value adds to the people who are going to watch on the big platforms, which are very inspiring and impactful. So how do you feel today?
Every conversation with you has been also very interesting, Rama. So
Nice
in
of
fact,
you.
It was thought-provoking sometimes, right? I also used to go back and think about it, right? Yeah, Rama said this. Yes, I think it is valid. So thank you also for the reverse mentoring also. It happened.
So nice of you. So nice of you. Okay, let's get into the conversation. It is not going to be typical interview or a corporate dialogue or conversation. It's going to be more natural conversations with you, Anu. And I know, knowing you, I know you'll like it very much. So if I meet Anuradha, who is at 25 years of age right now, what dream you would like to share with me?
Yeah, I feel very old, first of all, saying 25 years. So I think those times there were not many opportunities. And I mean those times we only had public sector and government, right? So and then I joined a central government organization. So that was like a dream job come true for me, right? It was so I would say those times we were always looking at not having like large set of goals saying that, hey, I want to become a director of a company, but it was more of how can I do this better? How can I do the same job the best possible? How can I learn from this? How can I pick up more challenging opportunities? So that has been my, I would say, mantra all through my career, not just 25 years, but any job movement which I did, I was looking at it from a challenge standpoint. Is it challenging? Is it something different from whatever I've done before?
Okay.
And how is it, what value which I can give to that role? So that was my thought process always. And that was the dream I had always, that I need to be in challenging assignments and I need to be giving value to whatever I'm doing. I need to be the best. That was my mantra always.
So always take the challenging opportunities and do and be your best.
Be the best and build your capabilities as you go.
Absolutely.
Pick up challenging opportunities so that you learn from it, and continuously give value to what
Very
you're
nice. Yeah, thanks, Sonu, for that. So I think you have more than 34 years of experience. And in 34 years of your experience, there might be so many things would have been changed. Am I right? But what is that one thing that remained the constant?
Yeah, so lots have changed. So when I joined the industry, we didn't have internet itself. in fact, right? So we didn't have mailing stuff. So yeah, I mean, the first mail which I sent was from a back system, where we had NC dot. So yeah, so I evolved, as the technology changed, from internet to mobile to telecom to and then cloud, and then AI. So many transitions actually. I've seen a lot of change in the industry,
Correct.
but then I think the core of you remains, right? The core
Hmm.
remains constant, in terms of your integrity.
Integrity.
You have to be following, integrity practices, your principles of it, your value system,
Yeah.
your curiosity. That's the other thing which is linked to that challenging thing. I like to be doing different kind of things. So I want that's building my curiosity, and I will do better when I get new engagements, new assignments. Then I'm more curious and I'm more at it. So that's something which remained constantly, and also putting people first. I've
Wow.
been always a people person. I've been always
Hmm.
very collaborative and always helpful and supportive. And I want to go as a team, rather
Yeah.
than me, as an individual, whether I'm growing or not. But then, yes, I also want my team to grow. That was my attitude all through, and that remained constant throughout my career.
Maybe that attitude take you to that altitude where you are right now.
Yes, yes, I
And
think,
curiosity, integrity, and putting the people first. Brilliant.
yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Excellent.
In
So
fact,
continuation to that. Yeah, go ahead. No.
yeah, in fact, because of that, uh, you build your network because of that in your previous companies, and a lot of your team members want to work with you. Even
Yeah.
today, a lot of my team members, want to work with me. Even today, they approach me, and also a lot of your previous bosses want you in their teams. So I have the benefit of both. So I've
Excellent.
been lucky enough for that. God also has blessed me for that.
Yeah.
That I have a very good no, following, I would say, from my team members as well as from my previous bosses.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So you have seen the transformations and you executed, not only just observing or seeing, you've been part of it. You did organization, technology, people transformation. What is the toughest thing? Is it technology transformation or you yourself transforming?
Definitely, me, myself transforming, right?
Yes.
Because learning technology is, I would say, easy. Easy because, yeah, you focus on it and then you can learn.
Yeah.
But then, because you're changing roles, that means you need to reinvent yourself. Every role demands a certain skill, certain
Mm.
collaboration. You need to be settling into that role, and then you need to add value to it, right?
Yes.
So you need a different skill set for every role, and you need to be also taking the stakeholders along. You need to your managers as well as your peers as well as your team members. I mean, so basically everything is changing when you're
Yeah.
picking up new roles. So that means you need to reinvent yourself, and every new role demands a new version of
Mm.
us. That's what I look at it as, right? So every company I joined, yeah, I mean, people used to say, I mean, it's very tough to settle, but I
Mm.
found it easier because you need to first align with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you bring in small changes. You don't try to make big changes and then pick up fights, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that was impactful part of it. Yes, but then every transformation requires the leader to be at the front. And that means you need to be really skillful to bring in every stakeholder together and make it happen and make it successful. Because finally, transformation is all about people, a
Yeah.
change. The people have to bring that change.
Mm.
Technology is only an enabler, finally.
Yeah.
So what matters is how the people are seeing it, how they visualize it, and they
Mm.
have to believe in it. Then only the change happens. So
Very
that
insightful.
leader has to bring in that change.
Yeah. Very, very insightful. Alignment and every role have your new version of yourself. Excellent. Great insight. Okay. So especially in the corporate world, what we see, people applause a lot about success. What do you think they don't see behind the success, what it is?
Yeah, lot of struggle. I would say lot of struggle in terms of, yeah, I mean, it is not easy, to
Mm,
sustain continuously, constantly for so many years.
mm,
It is a world which is very political,
mm.
very aggressive. So the corporate world I'm talking about. So it is not like it comes easy, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes you have your own self doubts, whether I'm the right person for this role, which I've taken up, right? So it is
Mm,
always about thinking, self-reflection, and thinking whether I am doing the right thing, and being positive, and being resilient is what I would say. So you need to
yeah.
constantly do self-reflection, and pick up the battles you want. No, you cannot
Yeah.
win all battles. So you have
Very
to
true.
be very selective, so that for that you need to be doing reflections of your own activities, and what are the challenges you're facing, and then pick those up. So
Yeah.
so basically, no, it is about you, no, managing yourself, no, so that you are successful. And also one role to the other. What
Yeah.
happens is that you need different skills. I can say when I was a manager versus heading a delivery unit,
Mm,
that was a big change for me. And I struggled initially, because I felt, okay, these are my KPIs. These are the
mm,
uh, written KPIs which I got. So it means that, no, I just need to meet them, and I'm like best performer, and I am
mm.
getting the next role, right? Next promotion maybe. But then that's not the case, right?
Yeah.
When you are leading a delivery unit, it's not just about KPIs.
Yeah.
It's also about the strategic direction you have to be giving to your teams. It
Yeah.
is about also communicating the impact to the leadership. And it's also about visibility. It's
Yes.
also about how do you build your own brand, right?
Mm.
You have, till then it was okay, a manager, okay, I've done well, my team is doing well, okay. But then you have to build your brand finally from there.
Yeah.
You have to know how do you communicate
Yes.
effectively, how do you articulate the value you're bringing into that job,
Yes.
and how are you doing well, right? So it is beyond your KPIs, and you have to learn that. So again, I mean, that's also behind that success, where you are struggling, with these kind of new roles, and then you reinvent yourself. You may not like some of it, right? You don't want to brag, maybe you don't want to communicate, maybe, but then you have to learn the art of it,
Yeah. Yeah.
to
Very true.
communicate the right way, and in that process, yeah, I also learned a lot, and
Yeah.
I believe that, yes, this is something which is giving me more confidence, in
Yeah.
the role, right? So yeah, I think all those are behind the success, right? So you have to be, I don't know whether I can call myself successful, but then yes, I have been able to sustain in the world, and the corporate world, and able to establish myself. Yeah, so that requires a lot of self management and self reflection,
Yeah.
for you to be, reinventing yourself in the different
Yeah.
roles, is what I
Anu,
would say.
you are a great successful leader. There is no second thought for
Okay,
that.
thank you.
And it's not from me. I heard from many people. I heard from many people in the communities. I'm right. And very nicely shared how much a leader navigate through behind the scenes
Yeah.
before they touch the success. I think a lot of insights and inspiration. Anu, outside of IBM, what is Anuradha?
So yeah, so basically, what I believe is being a partner at IBM is what I do. It's a leadership role which I do.
Hmm.
That's not, I would say, who I am, right? Typically. So I believe in a lot of things, doing a lot of things outside wherever time permits.
Mhm.
I am into fitness a lot.
Okay.
So again, in fitness, I like variety.
Okay.
So I sometimes I do running, sometimes I do Zumba, sometimes I do yoga. Nowadays it is CrossFit. So yeah, so basically I am into fitness,
Okay.
which helps me. I would say getting me more clarity in life, and it helps in being resilient, even in the leadership role.
Okay.
I read books. I'm a reader. In that way, I read every night. I read books.
Every night. Wow.
Every night before sleeping, I have to read at least 15-20 minutes. I have to read.
Wow.
So that's something which is there. And then I over the weekends, I do mentoring
Mm.
to younger leaders, younger women, also men. And over the weekends, I also learn Carnatic music. So, so I do
Oh
a lot of
my
things.
goodness.
So
So,
yeah, that
when did you
actually.
started learning Carnatic music?
No, I have been in music long back from my engineering days. I used to learn
Oh,
Veena.
oh my
So
God.
then I think 4-5 years back I restarted it,
Oh.
and it is very, very soothing. It is something which I love, and I try not to miss those classes or the weekends. Uh,
Hmm.
and yeah, I mean, you also need to spend some time with the family. So yeah, and I do a lot of networking outside of corporate world. No, I also
Hmm.
have a good girl network, women network, which I
Wow.
engage with. So yeah, there are a lot of things which you have to do so that you build on your energy, you
Yeah.
build on your personality as well, because you're working with multiple people, multiple
Yes.
I would say different types of personalities outside.
Yeah.
Then your perspectives change, and you build it further. I'm also part of the Women in IT. I'm the regional chapter head for ITB in Hyderabad. So we
Oh,
meet every month, and we build the community for women here. So yeah, so a lot of things outside of IBM.
okay.
I try to give back also to the society and to the corporate world, in general. Yeah.
So
So
brilliant.
that's me.
My input to the audience, whoever is listening to this. So if you are a woman, girl, you want to grow in the leadership, you know whom to reach.
Yeah, you have to diversify yourself.
Yeah.
And you should know that that's not what I am, right?
Yeah.
That's only a role which I'm playing, and what I
Mm.
do.
Yeah.
But then, if I have to excel in my leadership role,
Yeah.
I have to build my energy. I have to be balanced. I have to be grounded.
Mm.
I have to get my resilience, right?
Excellent.
So I want to just tell one incident. In one of the training sessions. So it was a leadership training, and they spoke about four aspects a
Hmm.
leader should be having, should focus on to build the skills, and that stayed with me, and whatever I'm doing aligns with it finally. First is a mindset. Now, you need to have a positive mindset towards that. You read books, no, you maybe look at setting up your visualization. You set up some kind of goals. I mean, you have to think positive, think
Yeah.
that everything will happen, well for you, right? So that mindset is very, very important. Is what I that's the first one, mindset. The second one is nutrition.
Mm.
So you need to have nutrition doesn't mean dieting, right? But the right diet, the right balanced diet. You need to have the right proteins, the right kind of carbs, the right kind of fats. It has to be balanced.
Yeah.
You can overeat sometimes, it's okay, but then you need to have that balance. You need to drink water a lot, all that, right? So that choosing your meals and snacks the right way, the right breakfast, all that matters. The nutrition element. So mindset and then nutrition. The third element was recovery.
Okay.
So you cannot constantly go on and on and on. You need to recover, right? You need to be kind of being. You spoke about being in the present. You need to be looking at how do I be more grounded, not and uh, so for that, meditation, mindfulness practices, right? So I again try to do 15-20 minutes every day.
Mm.
That's something which I do. Breathing techniques, right? Sleeping, at least 7 hours I try to sleep. Then planning, that also is very important. I ensure that I have like evening sometime 9 o'clock. I do my meditation, and then I try to sleep. That kind of thing. Basically, you have to plan. Nothing happens without planning. At least for me, I need to be having the discipline of how do I recover, right? Or else it won't happen. So
That's great.
that's one. Journaling also is good practice for recovery, because you're thinking and then you're kind of letting it go and then focusing
Mm.
on further. And the last one, movement, right? We spoke about fitness. Yeah, that, I mean, something is required. I mean, at least I would say 60 to 80 minutes a day. I mean, we need to do something where we're moving continuously, where we are doing maybe a walking or a running or a yoga or whatever, right? So, but then one needs to be moving and integrate that into your day to day. Like for me, I'm a morning person, so for
Mm.
me, it's like getting up 5 o'clock every day. Even on weekends, I get up. That's a problem I have, but yeah. So that's how it gets integrated into your life.
Wow.
Then it becomes part of you. You
Mm.
can't go away with it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of thing, the stretching part, right, also is important. So basically, mindset, then nutrition, and then recovery
Recovery,
and
moving,
movement.
movement.
These are the four
Wow.
things which were taught in that training, and definitely I align perfectly with it, and I try to follow it.
And the four has become part of you now.
They have become part of me. I cannot do away with any of them. And mindset definitely is the most important, right? Once you
Excellent.
have the right mindset, all the others happen.
Brilliant. Anu, you touched upon fitness and you touched upon reading. You touched upon something you learned through training. And you were also a mentor. You were a coach. Of all these things, which one taught you more about leadership?
I would say running marathons. So I was not this confident and this maybe outgoing personality, before running, frankly.
Oh,
I was a very
it's a
soft
surprise
spoken.
for me.
Yeah, in fact, you should see my 25-year-old
Anu.
Yeah, I was a timid, shy, not talking. Trainings also happen. I have a lot of questions, but I will not ask. I'm very shy to ask all that, right? So I was that. So yeah, so I think after 40 is when I realized that I mean, we need to have our own me time. Or else till
Mm,
then I was focused on work and home, work and home. That's all.
mm.
That was the only thing which happened, in my life.
Till 40
So
years.
yeah, till 40. Yeah, I had some walking, maybe. I mean, some days do it, some days do it,
Mm,
not very regular, nothing like that. So,
mm,
but then this running, I started running. Somebody said, okay, try to run 2 kilometers every day. Somebody
mm,
said, okay,
mm,
I said, let me try with one, right? So,
mm,
so yeah, I mean, the way you start and the way you feel the high of it, the blood gushing,
mm,
and and then you start building your resilience. You start building your energy for the later kilometers, all that, right? So that's your leadership journey or a career journey itself, right? It is not a marathon. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? So
mm, mm,
basically, you have to be building your career, like a marathon, where initially you are building the energy, you're slow, and your leadership is not defined in the first kilometer or the first 5 years, but then you're building on it gradually. And then you build on your discipline, you become more consistent right, across the kilometers, across every 5 kilometers, you see
milestone.
that you're consistent in your average run rate.
Mm,
So that's how you build consistency and discipline, and I think that's what helped me, the building the resilience. So if somebody is saying something in your office or meetings, not reacting right to it. I used to be a person where I used to respond to a mail. I have to immediately respond. Okay, if somebody is saying criticizing me, then I will not let him go. I'm going to respond to immediately, copying 10 people, whatever, right? So, but then, yeah, I mean, you realize that you have to respond in a way that it is positive.
yeah.
So in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, they say fire against fire doesn't work, right? With fire, you have to have water, right? Or allow the fire to be water, right? So basically,
Yeah.
you have to be you have to let the other person cool down,
Mm.
or you have to cool down, right? They,
Right.
or else it doesn't work, right? So I think these are some things, no, which through my, I think marathon, it was a transformation for me, moving from not doing anything versus picking up, running, and that journey actually helped me evolve as a leader. Also, I always keep saying that, and the passion also comes up. The passion in which you
Yeah.
start it and then you go for it. The same passion actually came up in my roles as well. Whatever role you pick up, how do you do it passionately, with interest, with 100% at it, right? Do your best, right? So that I think I would say running really helped me realize that aspect of it.
Fantastic. 40 years before Anu, and after 40 years, the transformation and the steps you have taken and the rhythm you have built and resonated a marathon to a leadership journey is awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
thanks a lot, Anu, for sharing brilliant insights.
Thank you.
Anu, who is your biggest influencer while you're growing on the leadership?
So yeah, I think we all get influenced early itself through your parents, and specifically my father. I would say, definitely the discipline and the consistency comes from him, and the value system as well. He used to be very regular in his routine, getting up early and then doing his yoga all and walking all that. So I think that some of that, and also the value system part of it, right? So in terms of, I would say, no, in terms of the integrity practices which I have, or the humility part of it, respect for others, I think those are some things which heavily got influenced by my parents. And also I've seen them to keep the promises they kept. They, whatever promises they had given to others, or me, or to others. So I think one lesson I would say is your reputation is built by the promises you keep.
Wow.
So the trust factor is something which builds your network, and more than the titles you have, right? Reputation of, okay, this person is a problem solver, or this person is trustworthy to give this responsibility. I think that reputation, even in the leadership aspect, it helps. So I think those are some fundamental, I would say, skill areas, which I believe on the value system, which I got through my parents, and which lived on, constantly, ensuring that I'm in the right direction, right place
Yeah.
at the right time.
Yeah. Actually, you actually answered for my two questions.
I see.
I
Okay.
thought of asking you which values you still hold when you're taking decisions. You already answered that.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it before also in the other
Yeah,
segment. Yeah,
very true.
basically
Very
the
true.
values, and those are from the childhood. Those
Yeah.
come from the childhood, and they constantly remained throughout my career as well.
Yeah.
And I can proudly say that that helped me, right? Being truthful to myself and being authentic.
Yeah. Your father is from Tenali, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, he's from Tenali, and
My
he also
hometown.
a humble beginning.
My
Very
hometown.
Yeah, very self-made man. He was a self-made man.
Wow.
His
Excellent.
father passed away, and then he had to study on his own, through
Yeah.
scholarship, all that. But yeah, I think he was a fighter, right? He fought, and he gave that life to us,
Okay.
which we could build on, right?
Excellent. You're
Or else,
blessed.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
You're blessed.
that helps us also look at life that way,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
feel blessed that we got a better life,
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
and he also gave that value system to us.
Yeah. Excellent. I'm pranam to him. And Anu, before you start your first job itself, what is your first leadership experience?
Okay,
You're not even
before the
into job.
question.
Yeah, even you're not even into job. So what is your first leadership experience?
Yeah, I think we do some of these activities in the colleges, right? So, some things being part of certain teams, or being in some cultural events and organizing them and helping others, maybe my teacher, to conduct certain events. Yeah, I mean, there, what we realized was, yeah, I mean, finally, it's not about authority, but it's about taking the responsibility. So sometimes you don't have titles. No? In those situations, you don't have a title. No, you are
Yeah.
just part of a team. But then, how you show up, and help,
And
take
those are your
responsibility.
college days.
Those were my college days. Yeah, because before the job, it was college. Yeah. And then, yeah, I was not a very community person, that I had other activities outside at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then, yeah, college was the first, exposure for leadership, where we were also part of IEEE. If you remember, there was this
Mm.
IEEE, electronics engineer committee,
Engineering
right?
academy. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Correct.
we used to conduct a lot of events in the college,
Okay.
science exhibition and all those. Yeah, so I think
Mm.
there, you have to come out of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
because these are events where a lot of people are joining, and you have to plan, the whole
Mm.
event and ensure it is, on time, and you have the right people, you have to call the right teachers and professors and all that. So yeah,
Yeah.
so in
Yeah.
that way, I think that was, coming out of your comfort zone,
Mm.
and taking up, certain tasks, which were not required, but then,
Yeah.
pushing yourself to
Your
take
your
those up. That
leadership.
gives you that leadership.
Yeah. Your leadership journey seeds were planted in your college days.
Yes, they were, but I was not that great. I was more a team member, but then
No, that
gradually,
time it
whatever I was given,
started. It
yeah,
started
but
at
then,
least.
correct. But there, I learned about responsibility. How do you take up something and
Mm.
do it responsibly?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not about, just getting an authority, but how do you really, and people value that a lot. It was
Mm. Mm.
appreciated a lot for
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, that's when, yeah, coming out of your comfort zone is very important. You cannot
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
assume somebody is going to give you something. No, you have to raise your hand,
Yeah.
and
So,
then say, I will do it.
yeah. So Anu, you being from a technology global known company, and we are in the era of AI. So I thought, let me also hear from you some of the things related to the AI world. And especially in your experience over 3 decades, you have seen
Yeah.
every transformation. And you said, no, even missions are not there. And this, that.
Yeah.
How AI revolution is different from the other revolutions?
So AI definitely is very different. It is actually changing also the way we think, and collaborate, is what I see, right? Because
Mm,
because the technology part of it is being addressed by, maybe the AI engine, but we have to then look at what are the skills I bring to the table if I
mm,
actually to do
mm,
everything, right? So you have to think, and also it's important. It's not that you can do it all alone. You have to collaborate. You have to have the right LLMs. You have to have the right kind of context. You have to have the right logic, all that prompts, all that. So it's about collaborating. So definitely, it is not just a technology revolution,
mm,
but there's also human revolution. So the way a task is being done,
mm,
is evolving, and no, it is changing, very, very rapidly. Every role which we can think of, the way it is being done previously versus now, it's changing. Now it's all about, if I take a regular development,
yeah,
environment, we used to have an SDLC. I will build requirements, I will develop, I will then do a testing, and then I will
planning, testing.
release to the field.
Mm,
Now it is all about spec-driven development, SDDs, and then we have FDEs and FDU models, where we have forward deployment engineers and architects
mm,
building the specs, which are prompts,
yeah,
which are the requirements, for the engine, for the AI engine, and the AI is doing the rest. AI is doing the coding for you, AI is doing the testing, everything, and then reporting all that. Human is there in the loop, definitely, but then the kind of skills the human needs is
Yeah.
very different in this. So that means you have to be thinking, evolving your own role, and at the same time collaborate with AI, uh, and look at how do we really combine the technology and the human element, together to bring in whatever output we are looking for, right? So in that way, definitely, it's very interesting. At the same time, it's scary, right? Because you
You
have to
you
think.
ended up saying scary, and that is a feeling and thought of many leaders.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest them, people who are afraid of, fear of AI, and it is taking away their jobs?
Yeah, so I think think and collaborate is what I keep saying, right? So
Mm,
basically, think what is the value you can bring in. Said
mm,
and done, the deep human skills part of it
mm,
remains.
mm.
So that means you need to build your deep human skills,
Okay.
empathy. You need to build
Mm,
your judgment skills. You need to, well, finally, you are accountable for whatever output the AI gives, right? It is not
yeah.
that I will just take whatever it has given and then put it in production.
Mm, mm.
Finally, the manager or who is the release manager or the leader is accountable for whatever is going out to production, right? So that
Yeah.
means the leader has to have that kind of framework and governance and judgment capabilities to take the right decision, for them to ensure the right product is going out, to the field, right? So I don't see an accountability getting away, right? So
Yeah.
they have to be they are anyway accountable even now, right, with AI.
Yes.
But yeah, they have to build those skills where they have the human intelligent aspects of it coming in along with AI. So they have to collaborate definitely with AI. They have to use AI. They have to use it to enhance the project, enhance the program,
Anyway.
and build their own capabilities through AI.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they are the boss. They remain the boss.
They're accountable, they're responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
doesn't
you're
go
saying
away.
empathy, collaboration, not only with the people, collaboration with AI
AI also.
is very,
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
Judgmental skills, decision making skills, and the core thing of you remaining the accountable partner, you being the responsible, still is with you. AI is not taken away.
Exactly. It doesn't go away. And you need to build your networks. You need to build your relationships with your stakeholders. All that remains. No, AI is
Yeah.
not going to do any of it because as a leader, you have to build those. You have to, as a program manager, you will have stakeholders. You will have the client. You will have the client's users. No, so you have the sentiments of those users, the client relationships, all that you have to build, and those skills become very very important.
Yeah, yeah. You brought a
And
very, very, very insightful thought. Sentiment. AI can't understand the sentiments.
exactly,
And then
exactly.
only the leader and the people can understand your client, your users, client users, and your team sentiments. And accordingly, whatever all the skills you said, that has to
Yeah.
be developed for a period of time.
Yeah, ultimately you're building the specification for that
Yeah.
development example. The human is building the specifications for the AI, right? So
Yes.
that means
Yes.
the specifications you're building have to be really, really good, for the AI to come out with the right kind of, output. So
Yes.
it's all in your hands, finally. You have the
I know one interesting thing, what I've seen in the community, society, with a lot of people in the corporate experience, most of them they go with a what is popular versus what is aligned to their strength. What's your observation? What is your suggestion for the people who are getting into that popular thing?
So leadership is not about making people happy, everyone happy, right? It is about uh, taking decisions which you believe is aligning with your strengths. So
Hmm.
I always believe that you have to do the right things always.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
about popularity. It's about how do you stand up, for something you
Hmm.
believe in, and your decisions are also accordingly,
Yeah,
aligned to your value system, right?
yeah.
So it is important that, again, the integrity thing, right? Integrity outlasts popularity. That's what I've seen. As I said, I mean, it's not a sprint. It's a
Yeah,
marathon. Finally,
marathon.
your leadership journey. Maybe today you want to do something to build a popularity, but then it may go against you in your long journey, right? So that's
Excellent.
why it's important to be true to yourself and do the right things, which you
Excellent.
believe in, aligning to your strengths.
200% aligned. And especially you being a senior leader, and a lot of leaders, when I interact also, I, even though we did not spoke on this on the direct live, but I see they feel a loneliness. So have you been through those type of movements, and how do you handle that?
Yeah, it can be lonely. Definitely, it can be lonely. No, I think it's true for every role, I feel, right? In your corporate world, uh,
Mm,
finally you're an individual. No, you are
mm,
being assessed. You are being no judged, right? It's you, right?
yeah,
Finally.
yeah.
So it is important to build. I was telling, right? Leadership is only what I do, right? That's not who I am. I think
Mm,
that is something very important for people to build. No, for them to look at it. How do I make it less lonely, right? For
mm,
me to balance, for
mm,
me to have my
yeah.
support system. The support system becomes very important.
Mm,
So
mm,
whether it is at home, where you can discuss, where you can confide, where you can ask suggestions, maybe a mentoring circle where you have a mentor or a sponsor. So I think all of these become very important,
yeah.
for an individual to be getting suggestions, getting advice, guidance is very important. Because one should not think that they're alone. I never feel that I'm alone
Good
because
to know. Good to know.
because I have my support system. I have belief that whatever problems come in, yes, I can solve them. I have that confidence, and that confidence came from my system, the environment which I have built for myself around me, whether it is my fitness routine or my meditation or my reading or my family itself or my mentoring. So I think you have to build that ecosystem for yourself, so that
Correct.
where you need help, and you support, you get that support for
Yeah.
yourself, so that
Build your own ecosystem, and whatever may be your level, always
yes,
have mentors. Always have mentors.
you have to have that. Irrespective of being a leader or a lead or a developer, I think
Whatever leader.
you need to have that ecosystem, because the
Yes.
problems will be very different in every role, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. Very true.
one can be lonely wherever, right? I mean, any of
Yes.
these,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I think we need to be, building ourselves, being,
Yeah.
I mean, a version which we where we can have a good, I would say, we are actually proud of ourselves in that way, right? We are saying that,
Mhm.
okay, I have this with me, so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I don't need to be lonely. I can
Yeah.
bank on this person. You have to build your trust, network is what I would say,
Excellent.
right?
Excellent.
So there
Excellent.
is the concept of 6 degrees,
Mm.
so everybody is connected to other person, only through 6 degrees. That's what they say, right? So
Wow.
you have to build your inner circle, you have to build your outer circle, you have to build your sponsor network, you have to build your
Mm.
mentor. I think that's very important.
Excellent. Anu, I also see you have been mentoring women and also rural youth. What is the motivation behind that?
So it's very humbling, actually. I also learn a lot from it, frankly. So I was actually mentoring a boy who was his father was a caterer. I mean, he's not even he was just a member in that catering agency. His father, he's supporting his father also, and he's learning. He's in a
Mm.
college and he's learning, and
Mm.
he registered for this mentoring session as well. I mean,
Okay.
see his
Ex-
passion to
Mm.
actually grow and not remain where they are.
Mm.
I mean,
What is
so
his
humbling.
age? What is his age?
He was 15 or 16. I mean, see,
Excellent. Excellent.
it's so humbling, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
feel, what am I? Where am I? I mean, they're struggling so much. He's actually contributing to his father, working himself, and then he's going for college. I mean, he's trying to manage everything so that he's able to grow, and that's a kind of learning, and it becomes very, very heartbreaking as well sometimes, right? When you see such people, that's the rural aspect of it. Women, you spoke about that, right? Women are no, very I would say afraid to actually ask for certain roles. They think that I need to be ready for it, then only I will ask for it, or they're very much thinking about, oh, I cannot take it up because my home no, needs me, or I have a lot of work at home, so I can't take it up. So yeah, I think those aspects of it, I feel they need to work on, right? I mean, they need to be standing up for themselves, and they need to be clear of what they want in life, and go for it, right? So I think I feel that some of these the women leaders who are in that age, the middle age, middle segment, like 10, 12 years experience, they need that guidance and push,
Very
saying,
true.
hey, you're doing well, go up, no, you
Very
pick this
true.
up. That they need that. It is not that I'm doing wonders. It's not. It's
Yeah.
more of they reflecting on it themselves, and then thinking of
The
what.
pat and appreciation and just tell
Yeah.
them you are on the right direction itself.
Yeah, and give them the guidance, in terms of
Mm.
how do they handle their official politics, or how do they position themselves, how do they build a brand. Many times
Mm.
women don't do that. They think
Brand.
I do the work and then my work should speak for myself. Well,
Yeah.
it is true, but then as you go up the ladder, that's not sufficient, as I realized
Very
today. So
true.
some of the learnings I have, I try
Mm.
to share, and it's
Yeah.
very heartening actually when you talk to women, and you actually feel that you're giving back,
Mm.
whatever you got. I also had mentors, and they invested a lot in me, so I wanted to also do the same, to others.
Yeah. So your key message here for the youth or the young people, or it could be any level, could be starting of the career, mid or a senior level, always have a mentor.
I would say that, yeah. So and I think finally when you're looking back,
Mm.
we as leaders will be measured by the leaders you created
Yeah.
finally. Right? So
Yes.
that happiness feeling comes in, a sense of satisfaction comes
Mm.
when you are seeing, when you have been impactful and helped others also reach the level you could reach, right? So that's the humbling factor which
Yeah.
I try to get through
Like,
mentoring.
powerful message for all the levels, right from the college student, entry level, mid and senior level. Fantastic, fabulous insight, Anu. Technology will continue to evolve. Markets will keep changing. But what truly endures is character, courage, and the ability to lift the challenges that you come across along your life journey or a professional journey. Thank you a lot, Anuradha, for sharing such a brilliant, insightful, experiential, your own experiences, real-time experiences, right from your college days, your personal side and the professional side, and being at a senior leadership level, and the wisdom behind all your success journey that you have been carrying through. Namaste. Thanks a lot.